Hi. So we've got a really interesting topic. Unbelievably incredible topic today. Hi, Jim B. How do you prepare for going to the nightclub? Now, there's many ways of going to a nightclub. You can be prepared many years in advance. You can realize that you're actually going to be going to a nightclub months and months in advance. Other ways, you can find out when you're already on a night out that you're going to be going to a nightclub, which is kind of crazy. Find out on a night out that you're going to be going to a nightclub. Um, Hi, Jim B. Yeah, take you really long time to find out that you're on a that you're going to a nightclub, or it can be really quick. You could be already out. You could be round the corner. You said you were only going out for a few drinks, and then all of a sudden, you are slap bang in the middle of a nightclub. You're wearing your work clothes. You've got a bag from Lidl full of perishable goods, frozen to the core, melting as you're dancing and drinking VKs. So there's many different sorts of preparation scenarios that you could be that could be happening here. If you're on this live stream right now, make sure you're hitting share. We're trying to go worldwide. We're trying to get the message out there that there's a lot of things to be thinking about when you're going to prepare for a nightclub. I've got some messages here. Thank you, Slavinskus, for the rose. I'm not going to do the thank you for the rose. Yum. Thank you for the heart. Yum. That's not what this stream is about. I swear. I don't think. It might be. I actually did have a few questions sent in from the people at home. So some of the people at home, what were they saying? They were saying, hi there, Wolf Boy Forest. You're right, mate. So someone said, if you're going to get prepared for a night out, the first thing you should do is use 7 different types of links before going out. And I think this is probably quite a good thing to do because, you want to keep yourself fresh. You want to be vibing. You want to just do everything that you can to make sure that you're as fresh as possible so that when you're out there in the open environment of a nightclub, which is very dangerous type of environment, you want to make sure that you are as fresh as possible. So invest. How much does it cost for a taxi home? It costs, 10 quid? How much does it cost for a drink nowadays? 10 quid. How much does it cost for 7 different flavours of links? And it is flavours, by the way. It probably costs about 7 quid. So you're saving about 3 quid. So yeah, definitely make sure you get some links on yourself. I would suggest using a different flavour on each body part first. So, using like Apollo on the head and, different for each arm, torso, head, hair, because that's a separate body part, legs, and then feet. You can bundle those together. And then just see which kind of body parts people are looking at when they're talking to you. Just sort of notice what they're saying. Are they paying attention to your hair? Are they paying attention to your arm? Are they having a sniff? See what they're doing. And then once you've done that testing, then kind of ascertain that and then take it full body after that point, and then see what the reaction is. And if it's good, then you are golden. So yeah, Lynx Africa, Lynx Apollo. Let me just see which different kind of brands of Lynx there are. In America, it's called Axe because it's a workman's tool in a way. That kind of I wouldn't go to work without it. It's as important to me as using a computer or a drill. If you are someone who uses someone who works with wood. So let's just have a quick look here. Lynx flavors, and as I said earlier, they are flavors. They're not anything else. So there's deodorants here. Let's have a look at what kind of ones we got here. Here it says pick any 6. So there's six flavors to begin with. So we've got Lynx Ice Chill, which is a good one. Links Black, Links Gold, Dark Temptation, Excite, Africa, Apollo, and then Chocolate as well, which I think is Dark Temptation. So, you've got a lot of different flavors to work with here. Just use your body as your canvas when you go to the nightclub, basically. Use it as a canvas and just really paint a picture and, let the punters out there know that you mean business because it's a workman's tool, remember. Alts says, always bring an extra USB in case the DJ forgets his. Then you save the goddamn party. And this is an absolute classic in the scene, really. One way to prepare is to simply be prepared. Have yourself a USB with you, and when the DJ's playing out live, the DJ's going to go, oh, you know what? I didn't realise I've ran out of tunes. Is there anybody out there that can help me? And there is, and it's you. Obviously, they're not going to necessarily be into progressive house. So it's going to be very tough out there if the crowd is not expecting that. But that's your skill as a DJ. You got to read the crowd. You got to get them on side, So very, very, very interesting there. This is actually the most that I've promoted a live stream. Not very well. But there's people out there, they don't understand, they don't know who Sasha and Digweed are, which is a real shame. So other ways of preparing for the nightclub, one person said, and this was on Instagram, make sure you remove all the hair from all over your body using maybe some sort of foam. So this could be your head, your face, all over your body, remove the hair, and that's going to allow you to get through the crowd easier. And I really believe that that's actually a really good idea, that when you're in that club, just strip, birthday suit, you are completely smooth, you look like a newborn baby, and you're going to start going through the crowd so easily. It's going to be like a knife through butter, and everyone's going to be screaming. They're going to be like, oh my God, because they're your fans, they're going to be screaming, going, oh my God, who is this guy? Because they want to know, they want to get to know you. They want to know who you are, and they want to be your fans. So I think that's a really good idea. Remove every single follicle and then just get in there. You're saying, I don't think there is other dance music in Europe, at least. You're right. Prog House is a British invention, a British innovation. And for the heads, by the heads, Sasha and Digweed, Delta Heavy, 2005 tour, This is cool. So we've got some other things here. How else would you prepare for a nightclub? I think, obviously, the cleanliness factor. You want to get yourself a bit of jupe. I'd suggest if you were going to be either DJing in a nightclub or you're going to be entering a nightclub, jupe is key. 100%. I don't leave the house without it. I think it's more important to me than my keys. Is wearing jupe. I can always knock on the door, but can I knock for jupe? I can't. You can't knock for jupe. Hi Sid. You can be a mod chat, but can you please explain to us why you deserve that title? What's your favourite progressive house record? Over to you, Sid. Well, while Sid's formulating a response, top tip, get the location and go to the location is very crucial. Now, you know what? That does make me laugh a little bit because there's two ways it can go, right? It can be, that you've prepared for months in advance for this big moment to go to the nightclub. You need to know where it is. You've already known where it is. You've already scouted the area. You've walked past a few times and had a look through and just see if this is actually a place where you can have fun. But sometimes you've had a few drinks down the pub after work. You've had a smile. You're feeling merry. You don't want the night to end. And then you realise all your mates have left you and your phone's run out of battery. You scout the streets. You just want one more drink. Now then, you've got to get to the location. You've got to go to the location and then you've got to get in there. And you know, a lot of the time they say to you, "No, we don't want you. We don't want you involved in our nightclub or our establishment," and that's fine, man. Like, it's okay if they don't let you go there. You can just carry on and just do whatever it is that you need to do, and be whoever you want to be. You know what I mean? So what other interesting things have been going on? So how would you prepare for a nightclub? What I would do is I'd make sure that my leather trousers have been fully ironed out. Make sure that they're smooth and warm so that you can get into them correctly. Make sure there's no mishaps. Everything's taped away and tucked. You know, having this very smooth shaven legs will allow you to get into them easier. Make sure that you're feeling the vibe. People out there are feeling the vibe too. And then, yeah, you know, and then have fun. Wear those leather trousers and make sure you're having fun. I'm going to change the colour of this now because I think it deserves a bit more of a disco setting. Let's have a look. There we go. Now we're discoing. I feel like I'm in a nightclub now. So Monk Tonator says, hide a Mars bar in a location you can reach easily at 7 a.m. Now, everyone's talking about how do you prepare to go to the nightclub, but no one's saying how do you prepare to come back from the nightclub. And one way you can do this is, hide a Mars bar in a location that you can easily reach when you get back home. And I think that's absolutely lovely self-care, an absolute genius bit of thought there. I did that once, and I came back to it 10 years later. I didn't realise it was there. The room was smelling a bit, and there were a lot of things going on there. A lot to explain to myself, a lot to explain to family members. I mean, a lot to explain in retrospect to people that have been in my room, and I didn't notice, you know, the putrid smell of the Mars bar, which is a shame. Alts, another tip. Lower your expectations. The rave scene will never be what it was during Avicii 2012 tour. We'll be able to match. You know, a lot of people didn't respect him while he was there. And, you know, now he's gone, they're only just realising that he's the guy. You know, he was the guy that made everyone's dreams come true, made a lot of smiles happen. And, I'm only just touching the surface of what this guy was capable of doing and, you know, the joy that he brought to more people than most. So, yeah, an absolute legend. So first of all, going to the nightclub, lower your expectations. You're not, you know, people aren't there saving lives. No one knows really what's happening when they go to a nightclub. Everyone's off their face. You go there, there's loud music, you have a smile, you have a drink, and then you go home, you cry, and you eat a Mars bar. And that's as simple as it gets. Maybe you get some cheesy chips on the way home. Fair enough. That is a fine thing to do, and I think you should be happy with that. So yeah, please send in any more tips you've got here. Let me just have a look if there's any nightclub life hacks online. Nightclub life hack. How to sneak into a nightclub. So if you were preparing to sneak into a nightclub, there's many different ways you can do. One thing you could do is bring a pair of ladders with you, and that's going to give you direct access to the nightclub. You're going to be enjoying yourself. You know, you'll get in there, and then you know what you do with the ladders? You break in with the ladders. They let you in. Ladders let you anywhere. You can do two things. First of all, you're in the crowd. You can't see anything. Put the ladders up and climb up them. You get the best view in the room. Okay, it's a bit shaky. Yeah, it isn't life. But yeah, it's a bit shaky out there. But you're getting to see the DJ top down. You're seeing that famous DJ play a 1 hour track and not actually do anything. Megan says, bum drop an eckie. Okay, so bum drop the eckie, get in there with the ladder before you have an implosion, and then instead of putting it up in the crowd, use the ladder to get behind the decks and say to the DJ, "Oh, sorry, mate, I've got a ladder here." He'll move out the way. You take over the set, and you save the day and play the best set you've ever played. And everyone will be like, "Who did you see last night?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I saw Electrician." You're like, "What? The dubstep guy?" It's like, "No, it's Plastician." It's like, "Oh, right, okay." Bum drop that eckie and just make it through. Make it through the night and do whatever it is that's possible to do. I think that's a real positive. If anyone wants to keep tapping the screen, give us a few likes, share the live. It all helps. When we're out here dropping eckies up our bum. What am I on about? I'm on about how you prepare to go out to a nightclub. Is what I'm talking about at the moment. Hey there, Clarky, you right, mate? So what other ways can you prepare to go to the nightclub? When you're a professional, like me, I love your name, Dan Gurney. We're just talking about bum dropping eckies. And I'm sorry, mate. I'm so sorry. So as soon as I finish being at the nightclub, I am preparing for the next week straight away. I'm shaving every follicle in my body, lubing myself up. I'm getting ready to slip through the crowds. So let me just see what you're saying here, Dan. Hey, Dan. I always bring a spare cue button to any gig I go to. Two DJ gigs. It saves lives to be prepared. Yeah, I mean, the worst thing is when you go to a gig and there's not enough cue buttons. And you have to just try and you go in blind with the play button. You're like, I hope this is right. You don't need to hope. You just bring a cue button with you. Bring many. Get them off eBay, and that's it. You're queuing all night. You're having a listen. You can get on with your life. And you know what? The punters won't even realise what you've done, which is a good thing. That's a good thing that they don't notice that you've actually saved the life and saved the night. Alt, Avicii Berghain 2009, I think he played on a ladder. That's why deadmau5 made the song about ladders. And I think that's a bit of a popular misconception because I think deadmau5 made ladders after watching the film Jacob's Ladder. Because his name's Joel, isn't it? But I think he used to be called Jacob, but he changed that as well. Clarky, he's having a cheese sandwich. That's how he is preparing for a nightclub, and I think that's an absolutely great one. Really line the stomach, line the, because you're doing bum gunners, line them up, line it all up. Cheese sandwiches are probably the best way to do that. Dan Gurney, I went as a punter and replaced a DJ's cue button even when it didn't need fixing. So that's it. You're a silent, you're a silent fairy. You're an angel in the night. What you've done there is you've gone and you've fixed a problem before anyone noticed it happened. And I think that is actually makes you an angel from heaven. Guys, I actually have a pasta bake in the oven because I'm getting prepared for my night out, and that's how I usually get prepared. To be fair, I'll have a big pasta bake. You make sure there's enough for in the morning and on Sunday as well, because nowadays I have 12-week hangovers. Oh, it's barely even touched the sides. Unbelievable. Chant affirmations. Now that's a great one there, Clarky, I think. I'm just going to check on my pasta bake, man. That is a great one. Chant affirmations. So, what kind of affirmations could we chant? Put this back in the thing. What kind of affirmations could we chant? We could be like, a Berghain, 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 Berghain. We could be like, tonight's gonna be a good night. And tonight's gonna be a good night. I love that tune. It's probably like one of my favourite Carl Cox tunes. That is. So there's a lot you can do there, really. And with affirmations, just come up with your own affirmation that makes you smile and teach it to people against their will. And I think you're going to be set for a really, really great night out. So Trevor Lee, you fine-tune your vibe into the openness mode. Now, Trevor, if you want to expand on that in the comments, we can discuss this further, because I think that is actually a very fine thing to talk about. Hi there, Jelly Bear. How are you doing, mate? So you fine tune your vibe into the openness mode, and yeah, this is something that a lot of people have never really been able to perfect. So the way I fine tune my vibe is I'll put on Black Eyed Peas. Tonight's going to be a good night, right? Which is obviously a club classic. And then what I'll do is I'll like watch stuff on like WWF, World Wildlife Foundation, and then I'll see animals, you know, in terrible conditions, and then think to myself that I should donate to this charity, and that makes me feel better about myself, even though I actually haven't donated yet, but I'm going to. It's just a matter of time. And that's how I fine-tune my vibe. But I don't know how anybody else goes about fine-tuning their own vibe. Let me know. Haunted Jacuzzi, an absolute legend in the game, always here. Make sure my MP3s are adequately protected, yes. So I would say always take out a condom and wrap your MP3s in them. And just see what's going on, really. Just take a look around and, you know, see how the vibe is. As a promoter, you're a promoter. You should definitely be promoted, mate. That's great. I didn't know you were promoted. Well done, man. This is the Business Techno Institute. We're very up for people having promotions. As a promoter, I like to put headline DJs on my events that I know won't be there. Helps with the numbers. Yeah. So we've been talking about this earlier, like ghost headliners. When you've paid them, was it half up front? Yeah, so you pay them $4,000 up front, and then they don't show up, and I'm like, oh, mate, mate, that's going to cost me a lot. I can't afford that. You know, that kind of thing always makes me laugh, man. Always makes me laugh. I'm always smiling when I see that. Jenny Bear, yo, just finished work. Hyped to see you on. Nice one, mate. Hyped to see you here. I saw Mars Bar at Kit Kat Club once. Oh, come on. Yeah, Mars Bar's great, man. I think like marshmallow is good, but if you get rid of the mellow, it says Mars, which is fucking weird if you think about it. I've been using ChatGPT to give me a good chat-up lines, and I practice them to really pump myself up. So what kind of chat-up lines is ChatGPT telling you then, mate? Yeah, Clarky, figuring out where you got to go, definitely, in life and in club. ChatGPT could help with that. You love DJ TBA. I think we could I might add that to my to-do list. We can create a video of DJ TBA, because I do have a list of all the VIPs and TBAs, but I've not been through them all yet, so I might need to revisit that. Who put one here? Yeah, so tell me these chat-up lines you have in the club. My chat-up lines are to the barmaid. Hi, barmaid. I was just wondering if I can have a glass of water, but then also, can I have a VK, please? Thank you. That's how I go about it. I don't know if anyone else has got better ways of doing it. It's not worked yet, but that's it. Just keep trying. Keep working hard. Wait, I've got to do this off stage. I think that was the DMT vape. Guys. No, it wasn't. OD before the party, it'll make it harder to OD during the rave. Yeah, so get the OD out the way. You know, when you're thinking about overdosing, just make sure it's the right kind of overdose. We don't want it to go too far. We need you back at the pub next week, but, you know, do it enough so that you get the bad bit out the way, and then it's smile o'clock, and then maybe you can have a bit of a put on your ruby slippers and go home afterwards. You know what I mean? Haunted Jacuzzi. What's the difference between resident advisor and RA? Getting confused here. Yeah, no, you're right. So I think RA is the thing that when your car breaks down, they come and fix your car. Whereas Resident Advisor is like a mortgage brokering company, and they'll tell you how to basically fix your house or something like that. But I'm not really too sure, to be fair. I think that's the difference. If anyone else has any other ideas of how that works, let me know. I'm really, really new to this. I've only just got myself a radiator, and it's summertime, so it's stupid amount of time for that. One I use a lot is, as an AI language model, I'm really digging you. Yeah. Yeah. Dig. Always dig. Keep digging. Needle, needle. Get to the bottom of things. That's what I took from that. Trevor Lee, as in you lower this inner combativeness that's necessary with dealing people day-to-day life into openness. Okay. Yeah. Fight with them. Teach them about their openness. Teach them, how open you are. Show them how open you are. Put that bummecky in. Show them where that went. And they're going to be enjoying what you got to say. If you guys are on the live, keep tapping the screen, get some likes in, hit share with your friends if you like. If you do so like. And yeah, let's just have a quick look here. I'll probably do this for another 10, 15 minutes. I think we've got to the bottom of quite a lot of different things here, to be fair, which is great. I'm really happy with that. So how else can you prepare for a nightclub? I think that if you practice smiling in the mirror, so practice smiling in the mirror to see, or just look at yourself in the mirror, see what people are seeing. Because if you're like this, at the nightclub, which I've seen many amateur nightclub goers do, that's like, that's not pleasing for everybody, and it might get you a negative response. Whereas really, if you look in the mirror and you go like that kind of one, they like to smile like that, I think that a lot of people are going to be like, hey, I want to be this person's friend. I want to give them a roll in the smoking area. That's another way of preparing. Make sure that you have a lighter with you, so that when you want a cigarette, you've got something to offer people that actually have the ingredient that you need, which is cigarettes. Don't buy cigarettes, otherwise you won't meet anybody, So make sure you've got the lighter, they've got the cigarettes, you're smoking their cigarettes while becoming their friends, and it's a win-win loss, because it's 2 wins for you, 1 loss for them. Yeah. And so what if we don't like it? Now, have you prepared your exit from the nightclub? What if you don't want to get to lights up and you've got to escape? Hey, we've all been there. We've all been like, oh, mate, I need to do everything in my power to get the hell out of this place. Have you prepared your exit? Have you thought, am I going to come up with an elaborate excuse? Have I got an excuse in my hands? Or have I got anything? Have I got a way out? Have I looked at all the exits, how I can smoothly get out? Have you put your bag in the cloakroom? All these different things. Is your shopping melting? You got to get out of there. So think about that. Think about your escape. Think about it. If you bring your ladder in that we talked about earlier, you will be able to escape quite easily. So, think about your exits. Think about how to get off. Oh, yeah, as Clarky says here, or just drift off into the night, which is very poetic, and I love that. If it's possible, that's what I mean. So you might want to do a bit of preparation to see how possible it is for you to drift off. Because if you are drifting off to sleep, which I've done a few times before, the bouncers will kick you out, and it won't be a pleasant exit. And also, if you're at a full moon party in Thailand and you drift off, not great drifting off into the night, and in a dinghy party. But if you're in a prism, drifting off into a prism of happiness is it's a smile it's the happy ending that we've all needed. So personal tip. I listened to Hit Tech House track Losing It by Fisher, but I stopped just before the drop. Yeah, don't peak too soon. unless you're trying to OD before you go out, obviously. But don't spoil the surprise. It's like eating sweets before your dinner. You know, why don't you save dessert for the time when it is time for desserts? You know, sort of edging myself. Yeah, it should have just been called edging myself, but sounds a bit kinky. Leave your bag and coat. Yes. Yeah, that's how you drift off accurately. You leave your bag and coat, and that's it, and we drift off into the night. Right. Well, guys, that was a very short and sweet one. I'm going to go get my pasta bake, and I absolutely love you guys. See you on in the DMs, Clarky, and Mr. Jelly Bear, and Alt's absolute legend. Trevor Lee, absolute legend. Haunted Jacuzzi, always there. And then Dan Gurney, what a legend. See you guys later. All the best.